Salute everybody. Boom. We up in here, man. It's another one with another one with another one, man. I'm back on here, man. We on the Cross Your Heart thing. It's been a while since I've been on Cross Your Heart. We monetize. We doing all that stuff. We building. We getting bigger and bigger. And I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody helping me on the Cross Your Heart panel. It's been coming over there. I've been having uploads on that. I appreciate that. It's been a while since I've been on this one. So you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody taking their time, rocking with your boy, supporting me, holding me down. If y'all don't know, I want y'all to go check this out. Y'all get a chance. This is my intro to the Cross Your Heart brand. Y'all get a chance, check it out.
So high that certain people can't even be around you because your energy is so strong. Vibrate so high that anybody that's wishing to do evil upon you, it shall be revealed. Vibrate so high that any evil entity feels uncomfortable in your presence. Vibrate so high.
Salute. So we got your boy Job in the building. Job's in the building, y'all. So I appreciate Job coming on here. This is the first installment of the plug one being forever, finally being monetized, Job. So we're going to see how that's going to play out. We're going to see how that's going to build. I appreciate you coming in, rocking with me, bro. You already know how it go down. Job, you want to say anything before we get started?
I just like to give my peace and blessings to the kings and queens of Flood Planet. You already know, man.
I appreciate you too, brother. I appreciate you too. So what I'm going to go ahead and get into, and we're going to get into this, is basically what your man was talking about, Geno Jennings, right? And a lot of people know who Geno is. Geno said some stuff that I think a lot of people might not have agreed with, but I'm gonna hear your take on this. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let's waste no more time.
Yes, sir.
Some of this, not all, some of it is your fault. You have ceased to be examples at home. You let your children smoke and party and cuss in your house. You have no rules at home. You have no laws at home. You let your girls wear anything. A skirt about this big, a blouse about this big, and she can cuss you out and you her mama. You too busy trying to be a big sister. This girl need a mother.
So I'm going to stop right there. What you think about that so far, Job, where he's breaking it down? And he's saying a lot of people nowadays are really just too much caught into having the whole thing with the, want to be somebody's friend. Do you think that's about accurate?
Yes, and its description is accurate. Because that's the general euphemism that's used to have that parental-child relationship. However, it's also a guise. You feel me? It's not. It's just a coping mechanism that they use in order to shield the fact that they have been found incompetent of being a parent. So often we have broken the rules when we were younger. We were rebels when we were younger. So when we see the rebel come up in our children, we don't deal with it from a cultural act of discipline. We're often dealt with an act of dismissal by saying, I'm not going to treat my child, or I'm not going to raise my child the way I was raised, or place them up under the discipline and the rules that I had, because we were rebellious to those rules.
I have a question to ask you. Does sometimes doing that, does it make it a bad thing?
100% a bad thing.
Okay, will you elaborate?
My motto is, if you didn't go to school with me as a child, how could you be my friend as an adult?
Okay.
So I don't allow children to have the mentality or the idea or the influence that you can actually be my peer Because when we speak of friendship, we speak of the activity of purehood, meaning that what you do, I can do for you what you can do for me as a friend, because a friend in need is a friend indeed. My child isn't my friend. My child is actually my subservient if I'm a responsible parent, because it's my job, my sole natural duty to protect, to provide, and to profess unto my child in order to successfully rear an adult. And we have lost that through our cultural conditioning. But
Right.
he's right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, that's why I said it's, to me, I don't know, man. It's the world is different because you don't want to keep your kids so isolated away from what's going on in the world, but at the same time, you don't want to put yourself into, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to put your kid or yourself in a situation where you're playing bad guy, where they run on to, you know, and run to other people. You know how it used to be. Instead of listening to yourself, you end up running, you know what I'm saying? So
Well, who does that though? See, it's called, when you have culture, it's like you have this, you know, this Jimmy Cricket in your head, on your shoulder at all times, reminding you of the foundation from whence you came. But when you come up in an environment under a breeder instead of a parent, you don't have culture. You're just a victim of social influence or social engineering. So you just go along with what's being done in your world in real time. You have no control of it. And that's the position, or that's our condition right now. You feel me? And we have, that's the part that we have to, like he's saying, he's addressing it in a religious institution. We have to address it. Peace to the kings and queens. We have to address it from a communal standpoint. We have to take what the brothers sharing with us. We have to take what other brothers and sisters that share their idea or their philosophies, proven philosophies of thought based upon our results. And right now, he's right. A lot of us has been using that for a long time. I want my daughter to be my friend. You know, a father ain't got to say that to his son, because that's the eventual graduation place for a son, to not be a friend to his father, but a companion. See, it's different when you got a compadre, a brother, another body that's equal to yours physically, that can help you do the job. Remember, I said a friend is one that can do for you that which you can do for him. So your son raises to that point. If any fathers in here with adult daughters, daughters are always your daughters. My daughter right now, dealing with a medical issue, when I look at her like she's 8 years old, 7 years old, instead of 38 years old. You understand? So it's a different relationship. However, you're never my friend, because I can't depend on you to do that for me, which I can do for you.
Nah, that's real talk. So let's keep going on this. I like the way you're breaking this down.
You mothers are trying to be good big sisters. And you fathers that's trying to be a friend to your son. Let me show you what you do wrong. The moment you put sister in the title, your daughter gonna bring different forms of respect. See, your daughter may go word for word with her sister, but she need to know she cannot go word for word with her mother.
Let's stop right there. Let's start right there. Ja, my brother, what do you think so far what he's saying? Do you think a lot of these mothers get too caught up in the fact where, and I tell my kids this, and I get on them because we from the old school. When my daughter says something to she'll say something to my boy, it's something to do something in my brain. I done heard my son. I done been in the other room And I heard my son say something to my wife. I go, bro, did you just, she asked you to do something. Nigga, you don't pay for nothing in here. Have you found yourself doing that? Or do you think it's more often now? And do you think that these parents are not like, back then, those are the little things that your mom and them call. What you say, boy? All right, I thought you didn't say nothing. Do you think that they allow the kids to say more, or they're not even paying attention to those little things in this day and age?
Right. In this day and age, many aren't conscious of the custom because they haven't been cultured like you and I. I come from a Caribbean household, a West Indian household, Jamaican rearing. And there were certain things that were said in the household. There were certain rules. My aunt used to give us a lot of parables, a lot of metaphors. She said, play with a dog, he'll lick you in the mouth. Play with a child, he'll sass you. See, that means if you play with a child, soon the child will begin speaking to you like you're a child.
Yeah.
See? And that's not permissible. And that's why we have such disrespect and ignorance happening amongst our community. And I say that specifically because in other communities, there's laws and penalties given, even though in certain communities, that dysfunction is just customary and they deal with it physically. You feel me? In our community, we don't have authority, so we don't deal with it physically, and we have lost our cultural standing due to social engineering. So somebody's doing this. There's a wizard in Oz, and we have to look at him too.
Nah, that's real. That's real. I like that. Let's keep going. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to the donations. Yeah, we up. The plug is finally up and running. I apologize. I went through some dumb stuff. I just had to get the business, y'all. So I appreciate y'all dealing with me, man.
I'm glad you said dumb.
Boys may go word for word with their friend in the street. I know I did, man. We was in the hood. We go word for word, and another one said, all right, look, let's have a fair one. All right, let's go ahead. You let me try that with my pop. You let me try that with my pop.
Thank you, Queen. Salute to the Queen.
My pop will slap me back to babyhood. I'll be like, do you understand?
I'm glad he said that. Let's start there. When it came to the whole thing where he said his dad. Now I know in your situation, other people's situations where people do know, but at the end of the day, like you can go back and forth. And he said something powerful. You can go back. I tell my son, you can go back and forth with your homeboy, bro. You ain't going back and forth with me.
Yeah, there's no compromise to that. There's no compromise to that. You know, as you know, as a father, I've raised my children, and they all, in their adult stage to this point, they apologize when they curse in my presence. See,
come on, man.
They watch carefully what they do and how they do because I'm here. See, now when I'm not around, they act just like children. They're going to do what they do around their peers, around their children, around their family members, their spouses. But when I'm around, they don't only have respect for me, they make sure that other people have respect for me.
Facts. Do you think, and I got a question for you, do you think, and we speak in our culture now because it's Black History, and Josh said we're going to get into that. My thing is, do you think in our culture, that's what we're lacking? Again, male presence, like he used male presence, we all experience. Do you think this culture nowadays, one, is lacking that? And when they approach by a person like yourself and like me being raised like that, do you find them being more standoffish, or do you think that these young men really are looking for that? They just don't know how to receive it.
I'm going to say this to you, and definitely to those that are in the chat. Discipline to males maketh men. If a boy don't have discipline, he's incomplete. He craves discipline like a professional athlete craves exercise. He
Fact.
craves discipline like a ruler or a politician craves war. He craves
Mm,
discipline. When we give discipline to the youth, I often find the mother resistant, of course, because it's not her nature to allow her child that she's the dominant first protector of. Now, men are physical protectors, but the mother is that internal protector. So it's not in her nature to allow another masculine figure to impose cultural discipline on her son unless she comes from that cultured source. Then she knows that she got to get somebody else to help her with this son. However,
right.
in our activity of vanity, which has been fed to us by our conditioning, the mother believes that she can do it on her own with her system of employment or social assistance. And because of that, we have this gap, I call it an imbalance, because you can raise your children. And I blame this really on our brothers because I'm living proof. I don't care what house you in, bro. You can raise your children in that house. You can raise your children from a satellite position. The sun do it every day. In
Facts.
Islam, the sun is synonymous or symbolic to the black man. The black man is the sole controller. That means he's the energy in the center of the family. And his energy gives life, power, and protection to everything within under the authority of his light. So that's what we should be doing. And it shouldn't matter about our disgruntlements with a woman, because she may not be the first and she may not be the last woman that you be with. And you can't make a mistake on your children because of your mistake you first made with the woman. You should be fighting for your position of fatherhood to give your children balance, regardless of where they are. That way they know the difference between a parent and a breeder, a
Mm,
friend and a father. And
I
that's
like it.
important. We need that.
I like that. Let's keep going. Loving this. Y'all smash that like button, please.
Years ago, there used to be a saying, I wear the pants in the house, and we knew who was the father.
That's a fact.
But now you men want to wear the dresses in the house. There is no father.
What I just say?
Hold on. Let's say, hey, hold on. We gotta hit that. Let's start there. Come on now. He getting to me
what I
now.
what I just say? It starts with the source. See, this guy, 312 years ago to be exact, I just taught a lesson on this at the juvenile correctional facility 2 weeks ago. There's a guy named Willie Lynch that gave a philosophy to of a bunch of people. And they implied that philosophy, which was a mindset, and they used that as a platform to create the engineering of our current society. And in that, when you create distrust as the first principle in the interaction of a people, then the man and the woman can't have connection, fluidity, culture, stability, success with each other, because there's an activity of distrust. And if I don't trust what you say, I damn sure is going to ridicule and demean everything that you do. So you can do a whole lot, but I'll never see it as valuable as I should, because my brain has already had this preconceived characteristic of distrust. And
Right.
we impose it on women, and women impose it on men. I'm talking about in the black community. So naturally, the man now has been replaced by an unseen entity. We call it the bag. And the bag has corrupted the last 2 generations of our people.
That's a
And
fact.
because of that, you have the man absent or capitulating or submitting himself to do anything to either be accepted or to be rebellious. Because some of our young men, 40 and under, has been raised by rebellious women. So you see now an emotional, rebellious male that didn't develop into a man. And it's hard to use that in the military, bro. And we at
Yeah.
war every day. So we have to address that issue of it with ourselves first. And then we ain't got to do all we got to do is get us right. The women will follow. Believe me, it's in their nature to follow that which is strong, powerful, protecting, supporting, observant, appreciative, attentive, and respectful. It's in her nature. She can't deny it. And once we become men, then all of that will fall right in line, my brother. We'll stop being friends and start being parents.
That's a fact. Let's keep going.
So society is falling apart like the scripture says it would. The preachers have went to sleep. Someone wrote me and said, why is it that men are not preaching what you're preaching? Simple. You making them rich.
Huh.
You keep giving a child candy. You do good if you have any problems out that child.
Let's stop right. Let's start there. The dangly thing, the shiny things. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This is crazy. You see what I'm saying?
What I just say, the bag. The bag. See, my son got a metaphor in his in the song he just released, man. And he said it's not what you're gonna, he said it's not about getting the bag. It's about what you're gonna do when you get it. See, a lot of us pursue the bag instead of being a resource. We pursue the bag for a reclamation. Now the bag identifies us, and we don't identify the bag. So we're starting to do things just for the bag, whatever society suggests that we do, instead of getting the bag to make sure we change the reality of our society. See, it's not rocket science. The problem is we keep following the same system, because that same professor of philosophy also taught us to appoint a leader in each community and make him a steed under your influence, meaning that our preachers went from being preachers to politicians.
Right.
See, and that's where we fell short, because we stopped reading to advance ourselves. Black people rarely read. It's a damn shame, bro. But it's real. And when you read, it's a different experience of learning. Remember, I'm not sure if it was happening when you were young, but when I was young, I grew up reading as an avid reader, because we were read bedtime stories before we went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That used to subconsciously and psychologically shape and frame how our subconscious interacted with our conscious while we were unconscious.
That's a fact.
See, those things weren't done for no reason. They were done for a purpose. And it was shaping and molding your mind while you physically rested. Your mind was shaping how you view life in the future. That's why when you go down, lay down, we have dreams, and people of power have visions. Because when they lay down, they get up and they go do what they seen in the subconscious.
That's right.
While we sitting around waiting for it to happen, they're making it happen because they interacted with the shaping of their mind. You don't get these people that are geniuses out of nowhere, bro. You make an intention. And as a parent, as you notice, you can't find nobody out here that's running around right now. They didn't been set up by their parent. See, when Kanye West's mom left, his world fell apart because the architect. Now he a genius, but you genius with the dysfunction because the architect. But then you look at the genius of Jay-Z mom that's still on the scene, and you see the results. And both of these did this with satellite fathers. The problem is we are not looking at the gifts, bro. We're looking at the bag.
Looking at the bag and overlooking the gifts will get you to get you.
That's what gets you the bag. So we got to be better parents and stop being breeders, because breeders be trying to be friends with their children because they don't know how to deal with the consequence. Neither do they know how to exercise consequence for your misconduct. And we're dealing with a world of misconduct because it started with the parents. Well, the breeders.
You people have spoiled your pastor. You buy his house, you buy his cars, you pay his rent, you pay his mortgage, gas, electric, you buy his clothing, you send all his children to the best schools in the community. That man ain't gonna bother you.
That was cold right there. That's a cold play.
But you got to question. You got to question that, right?
That's true when you sit back and look at it.
Who gave us that lifestyle? Who made that person? Now, there's nothing wrong with you upholding the man of God in your community, but the man of God got to be godly.
That's right.
See. So we support a system. He's speaking on that system that we have, which is a cultural indifference. That's why our people, bro, is everywhere. Just think about it. If you meet somebody that's Italian, there's a 95% chance their cultural background or their religious background is what? Catholic. Yeah, Roman Catholic. See? Yep. So you have these, with us, we've been imposed upon. So we just everywhere. Although the man is right. With no structure, bro, how can you be where you're supposed to be? Without structure, you're everywhere. So these same guys that's around our communities, bro, getting our money, they've been getting money since you seen grandma getting money. How have they changed the lives of those that they have been extracting the money from? Where's their programs? Where's their cultural centers of development? Where's any of these things that change the lives? Because I have yet to see churches go into prisons, bro, and bring them men out. I've yet to see churches. You know, I see a few brothers, and I know a few brothers because I go to some churches, bro, and help implement certain programs. 2 churches I go to, I help to implement a security program. Right. 1 church I go to, I help implement a community program because of my community outreach program. However, many of the churches, it should be rightful because at one time the church was the foundation of the community. But that's when we had consciousness of our reality. And that's what he's speaking of now. We're giving these people that the Bible said, tickle your ear. See, subdue your consciousness, bro, with the twisted tongue, and have you following the same program that they done created for you. Our thing is to break the cycle. In order to do that, bro, we got to become parents. And the first rule of a parent, the first step in parenting is fatherhood. You don't get motherhood without fatherhood, and you don't get childhood without it. See?
That's good. Let's keep going.
He feels as though he cannot afford to preach against your sins. So look at your house, you that are watching, you parents, and you that are here. Look how naked you allow your daughters to run the street. These skin-tight pants what shows your flesh. They look like they're naked out in the street. Ankle chains on, wearing the label of a whore. You're not a whore, take it off.
You want to elaborate a little bit, Ja? So what do you think? These parents go out here to buy their daughters that, but then to put the daughters in a really bad situation when you got these predators and stuff. And I hate that, dog. I hate that.
as a father, see, this is where it starts being a man.
Yep.
I dress a certain way, respectfully. My children dress a certain way because I dress a certain way. My woman that I'm with has to have a standard. You know, I grew up in a home with a sophisticated lady, right? And my aunt taught us the levels of life. You know, you're born a male. You're born a male. You can't help that. You're born a female. You can't help that. However, you grow into being a man. You develop into being a man. And the female supposed to develop into being a woman. There's standards. There's rules, regulations, and qualifications in being a man from a male and a woman from a female. However, there's another level beyond that. And that's called being a lady, which is a sophisticated woman. That's called being a sir, which is an authoritative man. We use the word sir because in the English vernacular, sir is equivalent or in the authority of sire, which is ruler. So we don't teach our children because we aren't. And it's hard to be a man when you don't provide food, clothing, and shelter for yourself. It's hard being a man when you don't do that. When you live in a system, bro, that allows everything in the system to work against you, but allows division as to be the protocol for how you work. So in everything we do in our community, division has been the ruling standard. So our women don't interact with our women, and our men don't interact with our women, and our women don't interact with our men on a natural premise to give balance to our children. So we have these politicians that we call preachers that we don't test, that we don't challenge to show and prove your works. Because you could talk a lot, bro, but if you ain't changing what you're talking about, then your words are to naught. They're for nothing. And the Bible teaches us, do not make prostitutes out of your daughters, bro. That means if you shouldn't be wanting to look and see your daughter around the home dressed in exposure in any way. But and it starts with her mother. Her mother is supposed to dress accordingly as a lady, an elevated, graduated, sophisticated woman. That way her daughter follows the rule of what she's been given. And when she'll find displeasure in any of that behavior, bro, she'll look at her friends and correct her friends. Not condemn them, correct them. And she'll correct her friends. Hey, we shouldn't be dressing like that because it conjures this type of behavior from boys and those who are called mischief males. That are just adult males, not men. Right. Because those type males end up touching our daughters, bro. And in Islam, we're taught, bro. In the nation, we're taught, we got the authority to kill a man for raping one of ours. Right. And the Nation of Islam will take care of your defense legally. That's the law we should be having in our communities. See, the niggas won't be having those quick thoughts. Right. See, that's my point. See, our sisters won't be dressing their daughters like that because they'll know the danger of the whispering jinn in the ears of men seeking to devour. We got to start standing on business, bro, instead of just talking about it. But then, like the brother said, you can't have no business. You can't stand on business if you ain't got no business.
That's a fact.
And we always been somebody else's business.
Dewberry used to say it back then, standing on business. Now everybody said, yeah. But like you say, so let's keep going. That's some real talk.
You men let your wives walk the streets like a thought. That hoe over there. You let her come out, breasts hanging out. You let her come out, her backside hanging out. And then you ready to fight or shoot or cut some other man who's looking at your wife. Then you shouldn't have let your wife come out like that. You know the nature of a man is to look at a woman's meat. Well, Pastor Jenny, you don't understand. You look at my wife's body, man, she's built. I got a trophy wife. Let me tell you something, brother. No woman should wear the title trophy. It's too cheap.
Facts.
Let's start. Let's start there. That's a fact.
Fact.
No woman should want to wear the title of trophy.
That's a simp anyway, simpleton. Because the number one thing in your life as a husband, as a mate, it's called the 3 P's, bro. You are to profess, which is to teach and instruct. You is to provide, which is by the work of your hand, make sure the means of life is provided and given. And you are to protect, first mentally, emotionally, then physically, then socially. So if you don't instruct your woman to wear the right thing, then she ain't your woman. Because if I could see how she look, then she my woman too. Because as if one thinketh, so shall he be. And see, I can have sex with you just by looking at you. All men know that because men are visual. We're mental. Once we get a picture of you, it's a wrap.
The rap.
That's what gives us the urge or the compulsion to approach you in the public.
I tell my daughter that all the time, dog. Don't never let no man, if he depicts you something, that's it. You ain't changing his ways. You're not going to change his mind. That's the way he see you. That's the way he see you. You're already vision to see you like that. That's just what it is.
And a trophy is a prize given in a contest. So that means if she's your trophy, that means you can take her.
I like that.
If she your trophy, I can get her. Stupid. And any man that sees a woman as a possession don't believe in God. See, God made us equal for a reason. In Islam, the woman only has one less degree of a man. That's just physical. But when we measure degrees, we measure them in a radius of a circle.
Right.
And if you put 360 dots in a circle and they make a circle, you take one away, you could barely tell the difference. It still looks complete from the distant eye.
That's a fact.
That means when the man isn't present, someone's looking from the outside in, they see the same. They don't see anything different. How can she be a trophy when she got to hold you down at times? Because you can't be instinctive and emotional at the same time while being logical and reason according to your nature. That's why we call it a mate. Because you got to match. If you don't match, then you don't meet. And that's why she's called to help meet. But she's also your mate.
Let's hear the rest of what he say.
No woman should wear the title trophy. It's too cheap. If all you got is a trophy, you ain't got nothing.
So yeah, he was right on point about that. He was right on point about that. And shout out to Gino Jennings, because he be laying down some groundwork, dog.
Good teaching.
He definitely do.
And
he definitely don't have no problem.
That's the teaching that we need, my brother. The church has become something else. We weren't this when we came here, bro. We were still followers of Christ. And we're the most spiritual people on the planet. However, spirituality without culture leads to ignorance and incompetence. So look at our dysfunction right now. And you'll see we've been incompetent. We done fell off. We ain't been on our guard, my brother. And because of that, we got this world that we living in.
No, that's a fact. So I'm going to play one more and then we're going to go ahead and get off here because I know you got to get out of here.
True, I got this class coming.
Yeah. So I'm going to play this one right here where I saw about the new cards. Y'all be careful with y'all wallets and stuff, man. This is one that's going out. Y'all get a chance. Y'all share this out as well. Want y'all to check this out.
Can be grabbed out of my wallet.
Edgar Matthews was trying to use his debit card to pay for groceries at Safeway, but that never happened.
I hadn't tapped it, I hadn't inserted it, I hadn't swiped it, and then all of a sudden out comes the receipt And I said, how did this get paid for?
The cashier couldn't explain it.
She stood there literally just sort of blank. I really thought that the guy ahead of me, that he had been charged. I said, somebody paid for this on a credit card somewhere.
Turns out the tap-to-pay card reader at Safeway had ignored the debit card in Edgar's hand. Instead, it reached into Edgar's back pocket, threw his wallet, and charged his Bank of America credit card tucked inside.
That's a pretty big.
So what you think about that, job?
Technology. Yeah, they've been doing it for a minute because I got a wallet that's designed to prevent that from happening. But I'm gonna tell you what my tech guy told me. Just take, if you have a wallet that you like and akin to, or a purse that you like, take a thin sheet of aluminum foil and place that in your wallet. And just like you would your credit card, you place the aluminum foil on the back end of the wallet, and it prevents that transference because they can read the chip. The chip in your card is like a chip in your body.
That's
See?
a whole nother thing.
Yeah. So just like they read that, just like they walk up and read that, and they have an effect on it, extract information from it. It'll be the same thing with everything else. That technology is everywhere.
It is, man.
Big
Let's see
reach.
a little bit of
I
this.
mean, around me or through me to my wallet. Why didn't it grab the card that was near it? How did it decide what to grab?
I was shocked. I was like, well, it can't be.
Sonia Cesari says it happened at a doctor's office.
I went to pay and they said, you're already paid. And I said, I haven't inserted my card. I haven't even taken it out of my wallet.
Turns out the card reader there had sent radio waves into her purse and charged her credit card without her knowing it. And that wasn't all.
3 days later at a boutique in Yountville,
Sonia got an even bigger surprise at a little shop.
the woman said, oh my, it's just read 3 cards.
The store's tap-to-pay system charged not only 1, but 3 credit cards tucked in a wallet inside her purse.
Man, y'all be careful out there, man. Be careful out there.
Yo,
That's crazy.
And do not carry. What I don't make a practice of is carrying things that you don't use.
Right.
See,
That's
yeah. That's a security protocol. Don't carry things that you don't use. So if you're going to a store, if you're going on a trip, anywhere you're going, do not carry things you don't use. Take your ID, which is your driver's license predominantly, and any cash that you're directly going to use, and a card that you may use. Other than that, everything else is home where it should be, behind your first line of defense.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's crazy to me, man. Let's see exactly. They said a little bit more, then we get out of here.
I say I was 2 feet away at that point for sure.
All charges were reversed, but it was troubling.
It could inadvertently be happening everywhere, multiple times a day. And it makes you very uncomfortable and frightened.
I mean, somebody's literally in your pocket, which is.
My whole thing is this. This is my problem. How do you know it was like this is where it's getting crazy? Because okay, she said she wasn't even 2 feet to the register. She hadn't even reached in yet. So what if it was somebody else in front? What if somebody got hit, like that? I mean, that's crazy. I don't know, man. That's just crazy.
If you steal a penny from 1 million people every day for a month,
yeah, that's a true fact.
How much money you gonna have? See, and people people don't even, bro. There have been people that have stolen 1/4 of a penny from a banking system, right? And yeah, they generated an algorithm within their system, and it was extracting 1/4 of a penny from every account, though. And they had millions of accounts around the world. It was Bank of America. Yeah, because Bank of America is an Italian-based bank company. Like every big bank company is from another country. You just gotta know who they
the
from. Yeah,
like the mob.
like Santander is Spain, like literally. So we don't pay attention to it, but they say Bank of America, but that's an Italian bank. But they got them for a quarter of a penny, and it was millions and millions of dollars. My man was generating that joint. So we got to realize that. I keep telling us as a people, if we do not create technology, if we're not creating technology for us, technology is being created against us.
Facts.
Because technology is a tool, and every tool has a purpose, whether you use it for that purpose or not. See, we have become the cell phone. We don't be using the cell phone. They actually have the audacity to call it a smartphone, like it's smarter than the human.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I tell people. That's the insulting part.
Yeah.
Smart people don't use smartphones. They use them as tools.
Tools.
Yeah. But I'd be damned if I let a smartphone smarter than me. Damn, man, I got to push the button to make it work. I'm the smartest one, but they don't look at it like that. That's why they say smartphones was never built or designed for smart people. Smartphones are used as tools for smart people.
This is the advancement of it, though. Every smartphone comes with a chip.
Yeah.
And the chip now are functioning on this science called Neuralink. And that's just the chip creating or emitting a frequency that connects with your activity of frequency. Everything is based on frequency. You know, the reason you can see something physically is because the molecules are functioning on a certain frequency or vibration that allows you to see something in its physical form. If you change the frequency, that physical composition will dissipate, it will break up. So our brain functions on what we call brain waves. Brain waves are a frequency. And if you can tap into that frequency, you can start communicating without physically communicating, which is why sometimes your phone and your television and all of this new technology knows what you're saying while you're saying, and it could produce the product for suggestion in the algorithm when you just think it. And I challenge you to do that.
It's creepy. It's creepy.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Actual fact, Danny, I challenge us to do that. Just think of one thought. Write it down early in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. Write a thought down. And it could be anything. It could be the color purple rose petal. Just write it down, say it 5 times, and put it in your pocket. And watch how many times the color purple come up by suggestion on television, the radio, the internet, your cell phone. Yep. And watch how rose petals and flowers pop up. Just do that small experiment. I do it with the kids at the juvenile where I do the mentoring at, and they're amazed at it. But I tell them that if you're not creating technology for you, technology is being created against you in this wicked society of a world that we call life. So we got to be conscious, man. We got to love each other and love ourselves first. You can't love nobody else until you love yourself. You can't love yourself until you know yourself. So learn and get the knowledge of yourself. Then love yourself and you can love everybody else. Loving yourself first is most important as a people.
That's a fact. Now, that's a fact, man. Well, Jai, you already know I appreciate you coming on here. You stayed a little bit over the time frame.
Yeah, you already know, my brother. I got one class to teach left in school.
We got 230 people in here. I appreciate y'all showing love on me and starting back up on this channel. You will see me back on here. Y'all keep sharing the content, putting this out, man. We're just going to start running it up. Like I said again, man, I mean, everything is coming into play for me with everything, what I got going on. So, yeah, it's time to shine now. It's time to do what we got to do. So I appreciate everybody coming in here, showing love. Jai, you got anything you want to say?
Yes, sir, my brother. I just want to let us all be mindful that it's important for us to focus on self-improvement, regardless of how our condition presently are, regardless of how we envisioned our condition to be. The past has already been lived. It's in your rear view. So make sure you keep it there and look forward out of your windshield. Look for better and be better. Your children are your children for development, not for companionship in their development, but development. Let's make them who they should be, which is mature men and women being productive in our community to build a better world for our future. I love y'all as your brother. Check me out, From the Mind of Jah, on YouTube, on all platforms. KrossKnow, I'll be launching ASAP very soon. Me and my brother will be doing it together as always. Peace and love to my family.
Already, man. I appreciate everybody showing love. Again, man, y'all keep on tapping in. It's just gonna get bigger and bigger. And I appreciate everybody showing me love. So on that note, man, hey man, we out, man. Peace.